Welcome. In this video we're going to talk through some of the problems from the Learning Dimensional Analysis handout. So our goal is to convert one unit of measurement to another unit of measurement using this information providing here at the top of the page. So problem number one, I'm trying to convert 94 millimeters to inches. So I'm going to look up here at the top and see if there's any useful things. So let's see. I know the relationship between inches and centimeters is given right here. And then let's see, what else involves centimeters? This thing right here. So it looks like I've got two pieces of information. I know that 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. And I also know that 10 millimeters is 1 centimeter. So how can I use this? Well, my goal here is I want to have my initial units that I start with cancel out, and I want to be left behind with inches. That's the thing I'm trying to get. So I'm starting with millimeters, okay? And so I want to get rid of millimeters and turn it into inches. So I want to use some relationship that will cancel out millimeters. So I'm going to multiply this 94 millimeters by a fraction. And in this fraction, I'm going to put millimeters on the bottom because I want millimeters divided by millimeters to cancel out. What's a useful thing I could turn into? Well, I know that 10 millimeters is 1 centimeter. So if I do this, my millimeters will cancel out and I will find centimeters. Is that what I want? No, I want inches. Okay, so let's see if I can do another conversion. I'm going to take the thing that's on the top, which is centimeters, and I'm going to put it over here on the bottom. So centimeters cancels out, and I want to turn centimeters into inches. So the things that I want is going to go here on the top, inches. And this relationship tells me that 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. Notice when I do that, centimeters divided by centimeters, that cancels out. So if I go through and plug this in my calculator, what I would do is I would multiply everything on the top together. So 94 times 1 times 1, and I would divide it by everything on the bottom, which is 10 and 2.54. And if I do that, I will get the value of 94 millimeters in inches. Turns out that will give you 3.7. Make sure you've tried that in your calculator and you get the same thing. So this is what we call dimensional analysis. And a good rule of thumb, the way I usually summarize it, is you think of, you have the units that you have to begin with. In this case it was millimeters. And you're going to multiply it by some ratio. And in that ratio, the units that you have at the beginning should go on the bottom because that's what you want to cancel out. And the units that you want should go on the top. So this is the kind of general formula here we're doing for dimensional analysis. So the units that you have, that you start with, are going to cancel out, leaving you with the units that you want. That's our goal. So let's try another one, 5.1 meters, and let's convert that to feet. So you want to look up what relationships do we know about meters and possibly relating that to feet. So up here at the top, we know 1,000 meters or a kilometer. We know 1,000 millimeters or a meter. We know a meter is a certain number of inches. That looks promising, so I'm trying to find feet, and I know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So these two things could be useful. Okay, so let's go back down here. So I've got 5.1 meters. And I want to convert that into feet. And we saw up at the top there, I know I scrolled away from it, but my conversions were 1 meter is the same as 39.37 inches. And I also knew that 12 inches are in 1 foot. Okay, so 5.1 meters, I know that and I want to convert from meters to inches. So I'm going to make sure meters go on the bottom of my fractions, inches go on the top. And I know that 1 meter is 39.37 inches. Okay. Now I've converted my meters into inches. So I'm halfway there to finding feet. So I'm trying to find feet is what I want my final answer to be. So the units that I have are inches. The units that I want are feet. So the units that I have are going to go on the bottom. Inches go on the bottom. Units that I want on the top, feet. And my conversion is there are 12 inches in every 1 foot. So notice how I first figure out where I want the units to go, and then I figure out what numbers fit based on the information that I'm given. So units-wise, inches divided by inches cancels out. So the way that I would solve for this is it's 5.1 times 39.37 times 1. I didn't leave myself a lot of room there. And then on the bottom is 1 times 12. So when you go through and you put that in your calculator and you solve it, you get 17 feet as your answer. Okay? Let's skip 3 for now and go down to problem 4, 5 days to seconds. Okay. So I know 5 days. I want to convert that at the end over here to seconds. Let's look at what conversion factors I know. If you scroll up to the top, I don't think we don't give you conversion factors here. I think we're just assuming you know these ones. All right. So looking here, what do we know about a day? Well, I know that one day has 24 hours in it. I know that 1 hour is made up of 60 minutes. And I know that 1 minute is made up of 60 seconds. So I'm going through this 5 days, and I want to convert from days to seconds. So I want to work my way down this whole thing. So the units that I have are days. And first thing I'm going to do is I can convert days to hours, because I know that relationship. So units that I have are days. That should go on the bottom. Units that I want, hours, go on the top. So that's my... Think about the units first, and then I know that every 1 day contains 24 hours. So now I've just converted days into hours. Okay? I'm going to do that again. Convert hours into minutes. So the unit that I have, hours, is going to go on the bottom. Unit that I want, minutes, is going to go on the top. And we know that 1 hour contains 60 minutes. So hours divided by hours. Okay. I want to do one more. I want to convert from minutes all the way to seconds. So units that I have are minutes. They're going to go on the bottom. Units that I want, seconds, go on the top. I know that 1 minute contains 60 seconds. So notice again that my minutes cancel out. The only unit that doesn't cancel out is seconds, and that's what I want my answer to be in. So that's good. So if I go through, I multiply 5 times 24 times 60 times 60 divided by 1, I get the answer, which is 430,000 seconds. So here's a little bit about, that was a little intro to dimensional analysis, and email me or come by tutorial if you have any more questions.